She took care of me for what felt like thousands of years, until one day she said she had found the perfect vessel for my soul and asked if I was ready to be reincarnated. I told her I was ready, but little did I know she was lying, because the kid she gave my sword to wasn't any vessel at all. It was just some random guy who stumbled upon our clearing. But even though he wasn't a vessel, somehow my soul merged with his and turned him into the strongest sword in existence. Now we're gonna set out on a journey to find my original body so I can get it back before it's too late. Along the way, we'll meet many allies who will help us on our quest, and in the end we'll face off against the very warlord who stabbed me in the back when I was human. Now let's begin the story. Chapter 1. The Legendary Sword. We find ourselves in a dense forest where birds chirp merrily and sunlight filters through the leaves. Our protagonist, a young man named Shinya, pushes through the undergrowth with a determined expression. He's on a mission to hone his swordsmanship skills by finding a legendary blade rumored to be hidden somewhere in this very forest. Suddenly, he stumbles upon a clearing, and in the center stands an enormous tree with a giant wound on its trunk. As he approaches, he notices a faint glow emanating from the wound. Curiosity piqued, he reaches out to touch it and instantly finds himself enveloped in a blinding light. When Shinya regains his senses, he finds himself lying on the ground with the sword clutched in his hands. And much to his surprise, the sword begins speaking to him. Turns out, the sword has a soul trapped within it, and it needs Shinya's help to find a way back into its original body. Together, they make a pact. The sword will lend its power to Shinya, making him the strongest swordsman alive. In return, Shinya vows to help the sword reclaim its original body, and so their journey together begins. But wait, there's more. The sword also happens to be a former general named Mitsuhisa, who, as it turns out, has a deep connection to the very warlord that Shinya is seeking to defeat. Talk about a plot twist. Anyway, with newfound strength and purpose, Shinya sets off into the world, eager to test his skills against any worthy opponent. Along the way, he attracts the attention of a mysterious girl named Ruri, who seems to have her own agenda for obtaining the sword. Will Shinya be able to resist Ruri's advances and stay true to his original mission? Or will he succumb to her charms and betray the trust of the sword? What do you think he'll do? Let me know in the comments below. The forest was eerily silent as Shinya ventured deeper into its embrace. The towering trees seemed to form a cathedral of sorts, their branches intertwined in a solemn hush. But the tranquility was deceptive, for danger lurked in the shadows. Its glow intensified, bathing the clearing in an otherworldly luminance. The men, stunned by this spectacle, faltered, giving Shinya the upper hand. With a final flourish, he disarmed their leader, the sword held high. "Who sent you?" he demanded, his voice echoing the might of the blade. The leader, eyes wide with awe and fear, stammered, "General Mitsunari, he wanted the sword." Mitsunari, the name dripped menace. Shinya's grip tightened around the sword. So, the cat was out of the bag. His adversary was none other than the general whose soul resided in the sword. This was more than just a test of skill. It was a clash of wills, a prelude to a greater conflict, and as the echoes of the battle faded into the stillness of the forest, Shinya knew he was merely at the beginning of a much larger game. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the land, Shinya and the sword made camp beside a crackling fire. The warmth of the flames did little to dispel the chill that had settled over them, for they were not merely cold in body, but in spirit as well. The revelations of the day, the existence of the enigmatic Mitsunari, and the depth of their connection weighed heavily on their hearts. Memories flickered like dying embers. Tales of a past life intertwined with honor, duty, and a love for the land they had sworn to protect. They spoke not in words, but in the unspoken language of souls, sharing the burden of remembrance, the ache of loss, and the flicker of hope that refused to be extinguished. As the night deepened, the sky above transformed into a tapestry of twinkling stars, each pinprick of light a silent witness to their solemn vigil. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, their bond grew stronger, forged in the fires of a shared history and tempered by the steel of their resolve. For in this moment of camaraderie, they found solace, knowing that they were not merely travelers in a world unknown, but companions on a journey of remembrance, their steps guided by the echoes of the past and their spirits fortified by the unbreakable connection that defied even the boundaries of life and death. In the heart of a bustling marketplace, Shinya stood out like a lone wolf amidst a flock of sheep. His attire was simple, yet his bearing commanded respect. The sword at his side thrummed with an energy that was both alluring and intimidating. People passed by, their eyes flickering with curiosity or veiled envy towards the legendary weapon. But Shinya remained unfazed, his gaze fixed and unwavering. He was on a mission, a relentless pursuit of answers, of a truth that lay buried in the annals of history. As he moved through the crowded lanes, his ears perked at the sound of hushed whispers, snippets of conversations that hinted at the very topic he sought. Each word was like a shard of a broken mirror, reflecting fragments of a tale that had been long forgotten or deliberately erased. With each step he closed the distance between himself and his quarry, the weight of the sword growing heavier with every passing moment. It was not just a tool of war, but a key to unlocking the secrets of his past. The scent of aged parchment and leather-bound volumes hung heavy in the air, a testament to the countless stories that lay dormant within these four walls. As his eyes adjusted to the gloom, he saw rows upon rows of books, their spines like the ridges of a weathered face, each holding within it a piece of the past. Here, in the hushed reverence of the library, surrounded by the ghosts of stories past, Shinya felt a sense of purpose solidify within him. This was where the hunt would truly begin. With the sword still humming with latent power at his side, he approached the nearest shelf, his fingers brushing against the cool surface of the ancient tomes. Each book was a portal to another time, another adventure. And as he delved deeper into the labyrinth of literature, he knew that he was not just searching for information, he was unearthing a legacy. The legacy of Mitsunari, the warrior whose spirit resided within the blade. The journey had taken him from the depths of despair to the threshold of discovery. With a heart full of hope and a resolve as sharp as the sword he wielded, Shinya braced himself for the revelations that awaited him within the hallowed halls of the ancient library. And that's the end of Chapter 2. If you enjoyed this story, please leave a comment down below. Your support means the world to me. I'll see you next time.